It's AWTITUDE representing for the Lion's Voice. Yes, massive. This is the time for I and I, the lion them to tell I and I story, our story. Yes? And we reign and rule like this. Reign and rule, yeah. Selassie, I reign and rule. You can't take the lion vibes, people. If you no fool, cause we know Selassie reign and rule. Reign and rule. Selassie, I reign and rule. Queen Omega drop them in the fire, pull from them, no Queen Omega, she reign and rule. Royal Kushite, ancient essence, Emperor Selassie in a majestical presence, flash of all sevens, projecting through I and I events. We sing a song for the king, we bring joy and blessing and understanding, yeah. We hear Jah every day, reign and rule, yeah. Selassie, reign and rule, yes, lion vibes, Selassie, reign and rule. Attitude to that, Boondocks, Black Organization of Global Diplomats optimizing expressions to the world. Till the world, till the end.
Amina, the time has come for the lioness to tell our own story. No surrender, no retreat, we are Jaja soldier. Rougher than the streets, tougher than a boulder. Bigging up Lion's Voice. Now put it, I Jennifer said that.
Greetings, this is Rashilo. The time has come for the lions to tell their own story. See? This is the lion's voice. Keep it locked, right, sir? Rashilo said that. Are you satisfied? Wipe those tears from your eyes. I'm all alone, still you thought I was telling a lie. This is the lion's voice. Keep it locked, right, sir?
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it's Exodus. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is the Lion's Voice.
African pride, root of all nations, boy. I tried with the lion, the Rastafari. Lion of it tried with lioness like I do. Empress on the front line, we need you.
This is Medicine, the steady one, and you are now tuned in to the Lion's Voice Network. What the lion fought for do? Scorch them. Roast and parch them.
I will never stop, hail the Most High, and I will never stop, call Rastafari. Blessed love, this is Kushite representing for the Lion's Voice. We are here to tell our own story, Rastafari.
The time has come for lions to tell I and I own story. Yes, you're listening to Lion's Voice. I and I is Rastafari chilling from the island of Xenophobia. Yeah, man, bring it to your Rastafari vibes. Can you feel it? Rastafari. Babylon born when Rasta come together. Can you feel it? Rastafari. Because Babylon done when I and I come together. Look how we live together, look how we work together, Oh, Babylon done when Rasta come together. Yeah, like Rastafari, His Majesty and Empress men in bless. Yeah, man, hailing from Rastafari, Rastafari, I hear you. Aye.
Amen. Empress Manel, Alliance, you're wrong. Universally unfold, be told. Blessed love, this is Itege Idama, and it's time for the lioness and the lion's voices to be heard. This is the Lion's Voice, Rastafari.
Yes, this is Tippy I, The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. You're listening to the Lion's Voice blog. Respect and love from St. Croix VI to the world. Rastafari.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice. Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to the lion voice because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here. Hear me now. Yeah, the lion's voice.
I'm Nana Faraka. The time has come for the lioness to tell her story from her viewpoint and tell the world who Queen Omega is. This is the lion's voice.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, when the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, when the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice.
Well, great is the Almighty, and greatly to be praised in the city of Haile Selassie I, the mountain of His holiness.
Yeah, from Cape to Cairo, from Timbuktu to the Nile, you know, the whole entire continent.
Beautiful for situation, the joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion, from Accra to Addis Ababa.
Yes, beautiful continent, better control, mama.
Very beautiful.
From Cape to Cairo, from Timbuktu to the Nile, I smile for Mama.
I hear you call Mama Africa. Been so long since I seen Mama. Father of Africa set the law. The lion come and dismantle Babylon flaw. We gonna use solar energy, use sanitation to build the ecology. We utilizing green technology. We hailing Haile Selassie first without apology. And then we build the youths them economy. We dismantle Babylon monopoly. We teach the youths them how to live properly. Tell them make sure them got the title for them property.
Yes, this beautiful continent, better control, mama.
Greetings in that divine name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I. Glory and honor in the name of His chosen Queen, Empress Waziri Menen. My name is Kwasi Bansu, aka the Chazmach Kwasi, aka Ras Kwasi, aka the Reading Ras, aka the Pan African Happy Man, creative industry attorney. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an actionist, and right now I am the host of Lion Voice Live. Welcome to Lion Voice Live. Welcome to the Lion Voice Network, where the lions are telling our own story. This is a special month for the channel, and as the item know, this month is African Liberation Month. For the Lion Voice Network, we had African Victory Day, the victorious re-entry of His Imperial Majesty into Addis Ababa, which marked the beginning of the end of colonialism and neo-colonialism, 1941, May 5th. And you see His Majesty step on the bomb right there. And I was just talking to an Ethiopian elder, and he was explaining to I the significance of that picture with His Majesty stepping on the bomb. And this elder, his great grandfather was in this picture, and the elder said to I that the sound of the bombs was very frightening for the Ethiopian. They had never heard anything like that. You know, some of the Ethiopians fighting in that war were Ethiopians that were at the Battle of Adwa as young children, you know what I mean? Were some of the older generals, and they had never heard, you know, when the bombs were dropping, the sound, the audio. And he told you know, if you go to a movie, they use music and sound to make you feel afraid, to make you happy, you know what I mean? So he was emphasizing the power that music and sound has. And he said that, you know, the terror was going through the ranks of the Ethiopians at the sound of these bombs. And so His Majesty stepping on the bomb was to show them, you know what I mean, that no weapon form. And he said that picture, even though you see only few people, he said there was a whole heap of people around at that picture, you know, armies, hundreds and thousands. So when His Majesty step on the bomb now, they realize, okay, nothing these Europeans throw at us can defeat I and I. So these are a triumphant. When you look at His Majesty, it's to show us that even in this time, AI, all of these things happening, nothing, because none of them can stop the time, and the Lion of Judah has prevailed to conquer and loose those 7 seals. And then May 25th, we have African Liberation Day. They call it Africa Day now, which is the founding of the OAU. And this is also Ethiopia, you know, so years after the victory, it culminates in 32 independent African nations coming together to sign the charter of the OAU in Addis Ababa in the mountains. So the fruits of those liberation struggles were able to fly, and they were welcome. A lot of them flew in His Majesty private plane, welcomed by the king in Addis in the mountains. The highest of himself shall establish I and I. And today, Africa still, you know, that story is still unfolding. It's still being told. But because of that day, that African Liberation Day, the flags of many of the independent African nations chose the white, gold, and green. So the reverberation of this victory and this month has to be celebrated across the 7 seas. Lion Voice Network, we are Rastafari, independent, non-aligned media, and so we are going to celebrate it here on the Lion Voice Network. And we do that by letting the lions talk. And today we're going to South Africa. South Africa is all over the news. Xenophobia. We're seeing clips on social media. Get out of here. You know what I mean? Ghanaians getting run out. All kind of people getting run out. So we're going to reason about that. But South Africa is much more than that. And big up Sister Mimi, Mystic Ebony we had last strong. And we were dealing specifically with the issue of domestic violence. So we didn't get too much into the general South Africa. But South Africa is one of our most vibrant Rastafari communities. A lot of history with Jamaica, Bongo Wato, Bongo Time, all of these Asians of days, you know, were dear Asians that really set a precedent, you know what I mean, and a foundation, very strong Nyabingi community. We're going to hear a little bit about that as well. And also, you know, a lot of people, when they think about Africa, they're thinking about hills and valleys, and they're thinking about a lot of animals, and you know what I mean. But when you talk about South Africa, you're talking about inner city. We want to hear about that vibes too, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't know, out of all of the European built these cities just like they built their cities in Europe, you know, the skyscrapers, the this, the that. So all of that is present in South Africa, and you have inner city communities, and these communities have also long Rastafari traditions among the gangsters and the this and the that. All of that happens in South Africa. So we want to hear a little bit about that. So we're going to get a nice fullness today. Early morning on the east coast of the United States and in Jamaica. It's afternoon in South Africa, afternoon in Malawi, but this is a global platform. So if you're watching live, let us know in the comments where you're watching from. This is the Lion Voice Network, and we are moving forward with mightyful strength, family. This Wednesday, we're going to be going to Jamaica. We're going to be reasoning with one of my good brethren. You know what I mean? This is one of my Jerusalem schoolmate. And the brethren name is Earthquake. You know, every Naya Bingi video you see coming out of Jamaica of this brethren. And I met the brethren in 2001. And I tell you, I say, it's a joy. You know, from them time there, he's been raising funds. There's a Naya Bingi in Jamaica every May 25th in Malvern, up in the mountains of St. Elizabeth. One of the first bingi, probably the first bingi in Jamaica I ever go and seat up for the whole 7 days. I think it was a 7-day bingi, seat up the whole time, never leave the grounds. And what a joy, you know what I mean? I met Bongo Gabby, some Asians a days, rain, flood, you know, it was a flood the whole time, and it was the only bingi. There were no goat skin on the harps. All of the harps were made out of fabric. It was an experimental thing that they were doing. Most of the harps bust during the ices. It never stand up, but we were riding up same way. But it was completely ital heights, and I mean that bingi, legendary. I was there, and brethren from them time there to this time, never leave I a bingi. You know what I mean? Love it with him heart, and thunderable, you know, upon the bass and the funde, you know what I mean? So big up Earthquake. Join us Wednesday 8 p.m. We will be bringing forward Earthquake, like I said, one of my good brethren, long time brethren. So we're looking forward to that. Next strong, we're going to Sierra Leone. So same time, we're going to be reasoning with the brethren and sisters from Sierra Leone. So we are going across the continent. We have Malawi coming up as well. So just stay tuned. Lion Voice Network. We are bringing together. We are closing the gap. It's Armageddon, preparing for the coming food and fuel shortages. The war in the Middle East is heating up once again. And I told the item it's a long war. So pauses. Stop. Don't watch none of that. Because remember, the ones them are trying to bring down. They're trying to force the prophecy. And bring down the Armageddon, the coming of the Messiah, the building of the third temple. All of that is scripted within their fullness. So we can't watch this, but in the midst of that, they're crashing the global economy. So I and I must prepare. We must come together because the communities that don't come together will be consumed by the beast. You will take the mark. You will do everything because why? To survive. This is why a lot of atrocities happen, because people just trying to survive. So if you don't want to go that route there, you must prepare. There are two options, two roads before I. Pick your choice. There's hell and there's Zion. Some of us chose Zion, so we are preparing to build, and we are calling all Rastafari, all Pan-African. This is the time to join an organization. See where you fit on the value chain, whether it's an end consumer, you're purchasing goods from your community, you're investing into the platforms like the Lion Voice, like other platforms, you're doing something, or you're along the value chain, you're planting the seed, you're reaping the crop, you're driving the truck with carrot, go and market, you're doing the post-harvest storage, you are, you know what I mean, you're transporting it to the market, something. But make sure right now in the Armageddon, you are somewhere in the Rastafari Pan-African value chain. If you are not part of that chain, you are subject to be eliminated. I tell you I am, because Babylon is crumbling. So the only way to stay on the King's Highway, that heretical frequency, is make sure in real life you are part of the value chain of what is to come, that alternative. Actively make yourself be a part of the alternative. And as I say that, let me just big up the best comment section on the internet. I can say that, because I am transparent about my bias. My comment section is the best. We put it up against any comment section in the world, and high intellectuals. We have comedian, we have the whole African village in the comment section. Meet and greet is happening in the comment section. Become a comment section, know each other. We have vibes, we have kindness. Big up to those who contribute to the platform during the programs. But the Lion Pride, we are already legendary and we are babies. So you can imagine the Lion Pride in 10 years. We're going cramp and paralyzed. Weak heart concepts. May I tell you them. Big up the Lion Pride globally. And if you subscribe, you're part of the Lion Pride. You're part of the value chain. You are helping Rastafari, independent and aligned media, to rise and to take our place, because we need Rastafari content. We need Rastafari cartoons. We need Rastafari blockbuster film. We need Rastafari documentaries, well produced. We need Rastafari news broadcasts. We need Rastafari game show. We need all of those things, trivia, Rastafari Jeopardy with Mama Ascali, trivia cards, we do a partnership. We need all of them things there. How do we get it? We have to invest in ourselves. So big up all of our monthly subscribers, those who are pouring into the platform financially to see us rise. Big up our Ubuntu Lion Pride. These are our lifetime supporters, $100 US, and you're a lifetime supporter. And these Ubuntu, sometimes I just check my Zelle or my Cash App and I see them just sending a strength, even though them locking for life, them just, so big up the Ubuntu sponsors. Big up all of the Action Lion Pride. Some people don't have the economics and we don't fight them. We show the gratitude same way, but they like, they comment, they share. And some people will drop a super chat on an episode, a $2, a $1, a $50, $20. You can do it by clicking the link above the comment section, dropping a super chat. We appreciate love, all of it. All of it helps us to grow the platform, because we are out of the volunteer stage of Rastafari. Yes, we are volunteer Ethiopians for nothing, but every Rastafari need to be creating Rastafari businesses. We are moving into that industrial age, and we don't burn money, we spend money. We burn the lust over money. We burn the greed over money. But money is a tool, like a hammer, like a, whatever. We utilize the tool. It's currency. It's nice to say a government without money is like a body without a soul. So you cannot move, you cannot do anything without that currency. And money take many forms, whether it's gold, whether it's sweat equity, the value of exchange, but we deal with reality. So big up to the ones who are investing in the platform economically. We love it. All right. Housekeeping out of the way, Frontline Books, get ready. We're going to be dropping that episode end of the month. Likewise, 3 books of the month for African liberation with our elder Ras Sekou. We have a lot of special guests coming. Rasai, who is one of our shining young Rastafari artists coming out of Jamaica. We have his interview. We're going to start dropping those as well. So just stay tuned. Whole heap in store from the Lion Voice Network. But this morning or this afternoon in South Africa, we have a panel of brethren and sistren from the southern part. We're going to introduce them to the global family. Please, Lion Pride family, everyone just put on your camera, please. So we are going to bring forward our South Africa family. So put a warm welcome in the comments, please. Put a warm welcome in the comments for our South Africa family. Ras Simon, Sister Javiga, Ra-I, turn on your camera, please. Ras Hein, turn on your camera. We are in the southern part of Africa, the global Rastafari platform is here, family. Yeah, Bingy. Yeah, Bingy. And Wi-Fi, the guy, is also here. So we're going to ask everyone to be patient with I and I. Wi-Fi, the guy. So you see Ras Hein in and out. We are working, and sometime when the thing is too sweet, you know that Wi-Fi, the guy, make a celebrity appearance. Ra I, if you can put your camera this way, and put it on auto rotate. Yes, family, the item know this sip is gonna be sweet. You know what I mean? So let's start with Ras Simon. Ras Simon, can I please introduce thyself?
Give thanks, Elder. Greetings to Elder Kwasi, and greetings to the audiences at home, locally and globally and internationally. My name is Ras Simon, aka Volunteer Ethiopian, from Continental in South Africa, Azania. Give thanks for the platform.
Give thanks, give thanks. Ras Simon, Empress Javiga, can I introduce thyself? Okay, we're working on it. We're working on it. Ra I, I can introduce thyself. Unmute, King. Unmute. Unmute. We're not hearing the eye. Unmute. Don't worry, family. The lion pride patient, you know. We no get excited. Unmute, King. The sipper go sweet. South Africa, we say. Aile. See it there? Unmute, King. You have to press the microphone. Yes, I. Press the microphone. We're not hearing the eye. We're gonna work it out. We don't get frightened. We call people all over the world. We're not hearing the eye. Fire. Unmute. Ras Hein, in the meantime, the I can introduce the self.
Yeah. I and I give thanks. Blessed love. So I and I here on the screen there is buttons there, the mic button and the camera button. So if I can just all check, because I did hear Simon did speak. Ra'ai, can you just check that mic button there by you, please?
All right, let's just work out the sound. We're working out the sound. Yes.
Ra'ai, there's a mic button there on the screen.
Yes, press the mic button. Or you can go out and come back in, and there, oh, there you go.
No, it's off.
Talk.
Can you speak now?
Speak.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Yes,
okay. Blessed order. Greetings, Majesty.
Yes, introduce the ISL fire. Introduce the
okay,
ISL.
Can I speak?
Yes, I. We're waiting to hear the
okay. Greetings. Blessed order, we give thanks unto the lion voice, most high guide the way. Blessings to the ancient Quasi. I give thanks for the opportunity. I am a Lion's Pride support. I've been watching the work, so I'm very grateful to be on the platform, you see. I and I is a youth, Rastafari youth from Cape Town, South Africa. My name is Thurston Jacobs, but I go by Ra'ai. That's my author's name, my Rastafari name as well. Yes, we here to do the works of His Inner Majesty. We here to fulfill the mission and purpose. We here for the one aim. So I give thanks for platform and spaces, Most High Guide, Rastafari.
Give thanks, give thanks. I give thanks for the eye, you know what I mean? And we're looking forward. We'll have to bring the eye forward solo to hear about your artist part, you know? And we need a drop from the eye. We need the eye in the intro with some a cappella too, you know what I mean? So we can talk about that. Yes, I mean. We want artists from all over creation. The singers and the players of instruments shall be there. Ras Hine, introduce thyself, please. Ras Hine, Isis. We're having a little bit of Wi-Fi, and I think the brethren them are in different parts of South Africa as well. Yes, they are muted. They is muted, Ras Hine. They is muted. There you go. Introduce thyself, King. Unmute, King. There's a little bit of a delay. Okay. Wi-Fi the guy. We're going to work through it. If you're just joining us live, we have the South Africa family here. We are going to be talking about everything that you see in the media about South Africa, but we're also going to be talking about what is life like for Rastafari day to day in South Africa. What is the mission? What are the economic opportunities? What are going? We want to know what are going. Ras Hine, they are ready? And they're coming in and out. So as you see them pop up on the screen, the Wi-Fi is dropping. It's going.
No, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on. All right, go ahead.
Okay. So now what's happening is I can't hear myself.
Okay.
So now the Bluetooth. Okay, I can hear myself now. Give thanks. Am I there?
Yes. Introduce thyself.
Mercy, yes, Mercy, sorry for the delays order. My name is Ras Hine. I'm here from South Africa, Zania, about 4 hours outside of Cape Town. And Aina is a Rasta youth, a product, of Aina community, Aina elders. Here in the George side, Southern Cape side. We are also about half an hour to 40 minutes away from Judah Square, which is also a very well known Rastafari base, stronghold here in Southern Africa. Yeah, man, I'm here in a community where we were fortunate to have had the patriarchs that was come through from Jamaica, Bongo Time, and others. And then we also know, we have some repatriates living with us in the Southern Cape. Other than that, I'm also an activist within the community. Currently the appointed public relations officer of the Rastafari Nation Council, creative, work closely with Thurston, also with Simon and Sister Javiga. And that's basically just a short introduction, I give thanks. Blessed love.
Give thanks. So, as I said, we have some little technical difficulties. I'm not seeing Empress Javiga, but as one's coming, we'll let them block. But we'll start with just a history of Rastafari in South Africa. I don't know who wants to take that in terms of what they know. Maybe that would be the Ras Hein. I don't know, Ras Simon, if you want Black. Just give people who are not familiar with Rastafari and South Africa kind of an overview for the global audience. Do I want to take it, Ras Simon, since your mic open and you look like your Wi-Fi steady?
Yeah, give thanks, Elder.
Yes, I.
Rastafari in South Africa has been coming from the era of the apartheid, you know.
Yes.
INI elders, yeah, the first generation from the early 70s, let me say. Yeah, from Johannesburg and Cape Town, you know. Yeah, and all around South Africa, up until in the new dispensation democracy around 94, where there was a lot of rise, you know, in the Rastafari community in South Africa in terms of the population, you know.
Yes.
Up until now, where I think currently South Africa has a lot of Rastafarian brothers and sisters around the world, you know. So yeah, I've been facing like many challenges, you know, as a Rastafari community in South Africa.
Yes.
From apartheid era up until the new democracy, you know. Because some of the INI elders during the time of apartheid, they didn't go to school like at a formal education.
Yes, yes, yes.
Due to the apartheid system, you know, segregation, and also due to INI philosophy, you know, that INI was against the brainwash education, you know.
Yes,
So,
yes.
yes, yeah. So going forward at some time, that has also have a negative impact on INI. But future powers, you know, there's a new generation that came up, you know, into Rastafari and struggled and tried to take it forward, you know, in terms of benefiting INI lifestyle, like financial as well, because we have some elders like Gareth Prince, you know, who's a lawyer in Cape Town, who has been one of the pillar in fighting for justice, fighting for help, you know, marijuana in South Africa. As I know that there is a landmark victory, you know, the court judgment that was in favor of INI, so that INI can utilize the help legally, you know, because it's been a struggle. That has been a struggle for many years, because INI has experienced like police brutality, and INI has lost some of the INI elders, like in Cape Town, Elder Champion, from the police brutality, you know. So INI has experienced a lot of things going forward, but up until this time, INI is ready and steady, and INI is regrouped, and I is looking forward to the future, because there are now some upcoming youths who are talented as well, who are willing to work for the Rastafari community, you know, to uplift INI society, you know, financially, because that's been a problem, for many years. Yes, my king. Yeah, I think that's enough for now. Give thanks for that.
No. Give thanks to hear that. You know what I mean? I'm coming to the eye. How do I see Rastafari in South Africa right now?
Can the eye hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Pleasure. I myself, I am still a youth in Rastafari, but I is grateful, and we see progress. We see works being done. We also see a lot of works not being done. A lot of how do I say? A lot of talk also, but not too much action. You see, but we see great thing. Like for myself, I am in the Kraaifontein side, so we recently actually also at the funeral of one of the elders at Port. I'm just getting a call quickly.
Okay. We're working on it. A lot of time what happens is that ones are on their phone and he may have got a phone call, you know. Ras Hein, in the meantime, and there I can keep off your mic, because I know that the Wi-Fi is giving. Oh, okay, go ahead, Ras Hein.
Okay, give thanks and blessings. Sorry, ma'am, for the tech issues. I was playing actually around with connecting my laptop, so sorry for the ill discipline.
No problem.
It was my own fault for the glitch. But
Yes.
giving thanks. And Thurston probably got a phone call. He's a very important organizer. Yeah, they're in his community and on very many movements, creative movements, arts, and so forth and so forth. But I trust he will continue his cipher. I is grateful for the complexity of Rastafari, especially in South Africa. The growth, the organic growth, especially without capital, especially in the sense compared to, let's say, the INI in the West, you know. And yes, there's still many INI that even in Jamaica, the Caribbean, that are still very much economically disadvantaged. But in Africa, South Africa specifically, if we have to create a landscape, you know, we have to understand that South Africa is one of the most unequal countries, nation states in the world, Elder, you know, and that also is seen within the Rastafari community. So the same level of inequality that you see within the broader society, the classism that you see playing out within the broader society, is unfortunately also playing out within the Rastafari community and the Rastafari society, which is always a part of the South African nation state, you know, and sometimes the consciousness of the Rastas, I do not want to say, you know, but it's the way the elders did teach us in the past, you know, to say we are not a part of Babylon. Like the I say, we used to fight education, and that has also compacted and compounded the lack of financial base and an institutional base within our movement. But our movement at the grassroots level is very organized. It's very institutionalized, but on an informal level. It's very progressive. It's very connected. Our elders we have to understand it like this, you know, that if we compare South Africa to Sierra Leone, my province, South Africa, is made out of 9 provinces. So if you compare the Western Cape, where we are from, which is Cape Town, George, and if you compare maybe the Free State, where Sister Mimidem is from, Gauteng, which is another province, it is like the size of a small African state. You know, the Western Cape is the size of the UK. You can literally fit Britain into our province, right? We know the geographical size of Africa. That's why when they represent Africa on the atlas, it's not the true size of
Yeah.
Africa. You can fit China and so when we take these things into consideration, it's and you can when you consider that South Africa it's the biggest industrial base in Africa, you know.
Okay.
So when we have the most industries, we are producing the most products, we are producing the most services, right? We cannot be compared to Ghana. Our economy is almost 9 times the size of our GDP is almost 9 times the size of Ghana. So
Okay.
even when we speak of matters of repatriation, when we speak of matters of business, as the elder was saying, when we speak of matters of economic empowerment, we need to understand the powerhouse which South Africa represents as a community, which we are building. Like the I say, we are working. We have the RNC. Our elders are at the forefront. We are fighting the state. We are going to the court again on the 6th of June to fight against. They want to commercialize ganja, but that is the overview. So as we are thankful for our elders, even Peter Tosh. He came through, was in South Africa, but he had his concert in Swaziland. Swaziland is basically within South Africa, but it's a sovereign kingdom within South Africa, whereby you also need to have there's borders, so you have to have a passport when crossing it, which is the result of Berlin Conference and the current post-colonial dispensation we are existing in. So Jimmy Cliff was here in the 80s. Jimmy Cliff also, a lot of people boycotted because they're saying we're not doing any events under apartheid, but he still came. He was critiqued for that by the INI and by the revolutionaries, but that inspired a lot, you know. So we give thanks. We sometimes we consider that Southern Africa alone might host the biggest Rastafari population globally, you know, INI. But these are ethnographic things that we are busy working on, you know, and I will be keeping the worldwide family up to date with regards to Wagwan. So I leave it at that, elder. You know, I think Thurston is back. As a youth, he's a youth, but he's also very busy. You know, he's also seen the dynamics of the movement. He's seen how the spaces operate. So he must also, the man know what Wagwan. Even Simon, yes, I don't know where the Empress is, but mercy I know. So I know that is the sound I can block for the
Yes.
elder on that remark, Papa. And I do give thanks.
Give thanks. That was a great overview. I can unmute. We want to hear the youth perspective. Yes, I.
Bless I.
Yes, I. So yeah, continue with
Yes,
the
I.
perspective. Yes, I.
Okay. As I was just saying of the elder, by Kraaifontein, Elder Dexter. Like the history how the I would say he was one of the first eyes that was the side that brought basically was at that Peter Tosh concert that the Ras I now spoke of. And it was that energies that the I brought basically to us and flashed it out. So like we have a very big in our community, a very big population of Rastas. So like I was also adding, like we have the community is growing. It's a lot of youths are rising up. I would also just to add on that, like the getting of the knowledge also, like such, let's say, spaces where they can get proper understanding and overstanding like that, I feel is also very important in this time now, because just where a lot of the youth are just getting their knowledge from, they are very scattered. So how I am just seeing is like for the more organized and like a centralized spaces, for this knowledge and this understanding, like the events we host basically is where we try to create these platforms, you see. So I see a lot of growth in Rastafari, a lot of movement, a lot of unity. Um, Also the unspoken and spoken things that needs to come together for healing basically to happen. Um, yeah, but we were learning, man, and the archiving, that's something also, like the archiving of the information is what I like, what I am stepping into and what I look. Because yes, specifically also in South Africa, like in Cape Town, there's organizations or houses or things that are operating, that are flowing, but we're not able to always see or be in the know, or like what the elder done with this podcast, man. That's why I'm very grateful for it, because it keeps I and I in the loop. It keeps us entwined, connected on, okay, this is what's happening here and there. So I feel like that is something that it should be more grounded and established on. But that's why I guess also it's every youth, every generation has their mission and purpose. So the elders came to set forth this, they came to set down the foundation, and it's us now that needs to carry on that battle and that fight.
That is
So
it.
we give thanks.
How old is the eye? How old is the eye? You know, we call
I'm
the
25 at the moment.
Oh,
I'm 25, my elder.
okay. So according to the Lion Voice Network, we would consider the eye a young adult, you know, because
A young adult.
we
Yes,
consider
right.
youth under 25, you know what I mean, would be youth, or under 20 would be youths. Young adult would be from like 20 to 40. Mature adult would be like 40 to 60. And then over 60 would be elder. And then ancient of
Ancients.
days, we would look at
Yes.
over 80 as an ancient of days, you know. But
See now.
everyone have their different way. You know, the item call I elder. I don't consider myself an elder because I'm only 48. You know what I mean? I'm a mature adult. Yeah, I have teenage children. You know what I mean? And them thing there, but I consider myself to be just a mature adult. But what I wanted to ask the eye, what I wanted to ask the eye is in terms of the eye, you said that the eye watched the Lion Voice. I want to know from
Yes,
the eye, are there other young youths in South Africa watching the Lion Voice Network? Do the ones in South Africa know about the Lion Voice Network?
Not too much, but I gonna know more and more. Like at the moment, I just know me and my one brother. We must be part of the local 145, so he's a member of the EWF. So I put the eye on. So like in the groups, and so when the eye market, we will share normally. So we're working on getting the youths more watching. So I'm sharing the knowledge where I can. Because there is coming a lot of youths to me and they want to know more about Rasta, and you see, because they themselves, the youths know, man, this Rasta from that Rasta, like they looking for truth. That's what I can say. So I and I just be the bridge, we direct to where the source is.
Give thanks, give thanks. Yes, I really give thanks. And that goes for everyone on the panel. We want the item to spread the word about the Lion Voice Network because we have to centralize globally. And one of the things that we're going to talk about, a big festival coming up for Africa Day. One of the things that we're going to be asking for our global audience is to support the festival. So I don't know if the item have a way where ones can buy tickets who are outside of South Africa, but I'm encouraging all of the events, you know what I mean, to have links where people who are not in that region can support so that the promoters can make money from these events and we can build capacity so that every year when we keep these events globally, you know what I mean, we're not just dependent on the local audience attendance, but we can leverage the global family to strengthen these events, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that. All right. Everybody want to know about the hot topic. The hot topic right now is that South Africa kick out Africans from all over the continent. I want to hear from each of the item how the item feel about these images that are coming out on social media. South Africans surrounding other Africans, and it get rough sometime, you know what I mean? Like some physical thing and thing. What are we witnessing? What is the heights behind what we're witnessing? Who on the Rasa there I can set the table. What this xenophobia, what is the fullness?
Elder, let me just reason something out. Me, I'm 34, Elder, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm a youth. You know, in Africa, according to the AU, we are youths until we are 34.
Okay.
Reason being, Africa is economically juniorized. You know, so here, even if you are a young adult, you do not have the independence of a young adult in the first world.
Yes.
Or in a space where there's economic mobility.
Yes.
So we are youths first and foremost according to the AU until we are 35. It is and that is just one aspect. Then in Rastafari, you know, in South Africa, you know, where if you've been Rasta like since our elders since the 80s, right? Them are our elders, right? If them have been Rasta, you know, since even the early 90s at times, and them carry the strength and the age. Them are our elders, right, Elder? So even when we look onto the eye, you know, in we now know how long the eye has been yarding in Rastafari. That's, you know, so the eye might have been here since the eye was a teenager, or the eye might have been here since the eye was early 20s.
Yes, I.
Right. So we will address the eye honorably as an elder, you know, and sometimes even youths that are arising maybe last year or 2, 3, 4 years or 5 years ago would call I an elder, you know, and I would also tell them, don't call me elder, but out of the experience,
yes,
and out of the know-how that title naturally dignifies, and it is also just an endearing term.
Yes,
and it is natural to I conduct and I order, as Rastafari in Azania, you know, ancient. So we are ghetto youths. We are youths of Rastafari until we are no longer youths. That is also what how I can put it. Aina is youths until Aina is no longer youths. Aina. And then Aina is elders. When Aina is grey and when Aina is I give thanks, Oda. But Simon can deal with the issue of xenophobia. I also want to fill in there because there's
I want all of the item to touch it.
But I think I will touch on it later. I just covered that issue, Elder. I don't want to go on, you know, on and on. Simon can go on, and then I will also fill in again on the xenophobia issue. But there's an agenda behind it. It's a mediating.
Okay, give thanks. So before we do that, I just want to say that you know, I've been treading Rastafari since about 1998. You know what I mean? I started.
Then you are elder, my ancient. You are ancient. You are elder, Rastafari.
What I'm saying to the eye is that It's the same. What the I saying is the same in Jamaica, you know. I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel. So that's why because what I realize in our church is that we have youths and we have elders, and then the youths blaming the elders for not doing the work. So I'm saying, where are your productive adults who are responsible to take the nation forward? You know what I mean? So this is a rebellion that they are witnessing. I'm a Naya Bingi. Right now in the Naya Bingi, I'm a youth. You know what I mean? But I'm waging a form of rebellion through the Lion Voice Network, because I'm saying we have too much grayback man, and we do have no schools. We don't have a hospital. We can't blame the elders and look for elders to establish institution. That's not fair. Elders them don't do them work, you know what I mean? So through the word sound and the power, I'm saying we need to rise up our young adults and our mature adults to do the work of the nation and push the nation forward, because the youths, them, you can't blame the youths. You know what I mean? You cannot blame the youths, and you can't put the work on the elders. So where are the productive people in the nation? And if that system had worked, meaning if we had the institutions and we had the economic base, Iman would be irie, but we can't continue to do the same thing and expect different results. So this is a form of rebellion, but I give thanks for calling I elder, because I accept it. You know what I mean? That is a respectful vibration. But Iman is challenging the global family, and I'm challenging my brethren them especially, because the brethren them are responsible. You know what I mean? We can't blame the sister, because what kind of man going to blame the sister because you don't have a school? I don't want to be around brethren like that. I'm a man, and it falls upon I shoulders. The government is upon I shoulder. So it's a rebellion that I'm on waging right now, in the family, the global family, and I get enough push forward. A lot of ones are pushing forward, but a lot of ones are also realizing that I and I responsible, as adult, or whatever. If you want to give it another name, we can give it another name, warrior, whatever you want to give it. I don't care. But we are those ones where it's not youths, it's not elder. In the prime of their life, Mecca and I do some work. So me just explain. There is not wrong. It's just that I and I come in with a different sound. Ras Simon, talk to us about the brethren said this is a propaganda. Inform the global family about what's happening in South Africa right now.
Yes, my elder, give thanks, man. First of all, let me take this opportunity to condemn the xenophobic attacks that is happening in South Africa. And I just want to make it clear that the xenophobic attacks are not in all over the country in South Africa. There are certain parts of South Africa like Joburg and KZN, which is Durban, KwaZulu-Natal. It's like 2 provinces. And South Africa has got 9 provinces. So where we are at the moment, I haven't experienced any attack. And from INI side, is Rastafari community. INI is not part of it, because INI is advocating for one Africa to unite. So yes, family. All I can say, this xenophobic is like it's a manufactured thing, you know, because I can blame the government, because the democratic government has created a culture for the people to depend on the government, not to be self-reliant, you know, not to create their own businesses. And as you can know that, South Africa has got its democracy in 1994, which means it's the last country in Africa to get the democracy, you know. So countries like Ghana, they got their independence in 1950, and the other African countries. So INI brethren and INI sisters from those countries, they are already well equipped, because their governments did invest on them so that they can be safe, sustain reliance, you know, to be independent. So when they get opportunity to come in South Africa, and South Africa it's got good financial muscle, you know, around Africa, like good economy, you know. So when they come to South Africa, they already have that experience. They know how to be self-reliant, so they kind of like take that opportunity, you know, and prosper, and that create now jealousy to some of the local people. And I can say that these attacks are also, I can say, is politically motivated, because the ruling party, which is the ANC, also is very corrupt at the moment. It can't deal with the capitalists who are in power. So that's all I can say at the moment. It's not the whole country which is in the attacks. It's only certain parts of the country, like Johannesburg and Durban, my elder. So I know where is at the moment in the Western Cape. I haven't experienced anything like that, elder.
Okay.
Give thanks.
Give thanks for that clarity. How do I cite the claims of tribalism and xenophobia in South Africa?
Yes, I actually recently went to Africa Unites peer education program where I got to speak and reason and meet with our fellow Africans. Like I was saying now, Elder Simon, they were from in Johannesburg and Durban. Like it's heavy there. Here in Cape Town, we're not experiencing it that much. I also like just now I came from my Uber and it was a brother from Malawi and I had the same convo with him and asked, do you experience xenophobia here? And he also said no, they're not experiencing much here. So we give thanks for that, because we don't want that thing to continue. We do preach for African unity and understanding our African roots, our culture. So to me, I also think it's a media thing. Like it's this Afrophobia, the self-hate situation, and that is happening. That is also the mental slavery that we are still under. So I see, cause like especially when I reason to other people, like I today also had I did a photo shoot in the church, and the Last Supper was there, and it was the European version of it. And then I spoke like to the sisters, and they all closer, but they're from different walks of faith. And to them, they were also like, they know this image, like it's very familiar to them. They don't know the other images of the specific portrait or you see. So even the history events behind it. So I do feel like it's this lack of education as well or lack of wanting to even learn from our African brothers as well, our sisters, which is creating the xenophobia, man. It's this ignorant, this ego that we carry still also within us. Because I will say like it's a lot of when the stuff gets sparked up, man. The reason why people go and join these things, like was they still have that, I would say that racist events mentality towards another African person, or you see. So like here in the Cape, I will say I receive it like in my so-called colored community. We do have that racist tendencies as well, towards our own and towards our African brothers and sisters, you see. So I feel like that is just due to also the lack of integration, the lack of being with each other, man, to know each other, to become friends, become comrades, you see. So that is my understanding at this moment, because like I'm in my works as a Rasta is to integrate, is to build the bridges with our different African brethren and family. Like I'm a lot with my Ethiopian family in Belleville, basically, because I attend the Tewahedo church. So there, we have these discussions a lot now, man. After I done my peer education, where we're speaking on the issues of immigration, asylum seeking, and the migrants. So I try to find out to their experience, like how can I even help, like just with the organization I'm working with is how, and they also just like, no, it's not that bad here. And we hope for it not to come to Cape Town as well. We would like to put it to rest where it is, you see. So I give thanks.
This is the key where media comes in, because the media can push an agenda, or the media can also push the unity. So this is why it's important for even Rastafari in South Africa for the IDEM to have your own media as well, because what we are seeing is the negative, and anything that you put light and you give energy, it's going to grow. So if we have the positive, you know what I mean, we have to focus because we can't deny that there are people in mental slavery and a lot of them get money to sabotage the unity. But if we are not, we have to fund the liberation. The same way they're funding the division, we have to fund the unity. So
Yes.
those videos that we're seeing are probably being pushed out to stop people from wanting to come to South Africa because as Ras Hines said, South Africa from an economic perspective have a lot of industry and a lot of potential to generate economy. South Africa is the S in BRICS, you know, and you talk about BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. And the reason that South Africa was chosen on the African continent is because of its GDP and because of the fact that it has so many industries. South Africa had a nuclear weapon program. A lot of this is because of the European invested their money they never intended to leave South Africa and don't intend to leave South Africa. So a lot of foreign capital is there. But also, I and I as Rastafari have a lot of opportunities for economics. Talk to us about the xenophobia, Rasayan, and then I want to turn to the economic opportunities in South Africa for industry and Rastafari after that. But talk to us, Rasayan, about this xenophobia issue. Isis.
Give thanks, give thanks. Am I audible, Order?
Yes, I.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because there's a bit of a there's a little bit of a delay on my video side, but I think it's my connection. But as long as INA is not distorted, INA. So in South Africa, you know, the elite, the global elite, they want to keep South Africa divided as much as possible. Even here in the Western Cape, they have this program, this plan to separate the Western Cape from South Africa. This is a plan hatched by some British people and so forth. But they're very serious. But there's always a pushback behind it. So we must understand. Right now, when people say we are fighting, people are taking our jobs, Zimbabweans and the people from Malawi, because these are the main groups of our fellow African migrants. It's menial jobs. It's jobs of gardening, construction work, hospitality work, and
yes,
and South Africans do have a certain right to be angry because of the but at the same time, as Simon said, it's the government that has failed to create the
Okay, serious family, serious. Um, you know what I mean? In the meantime, I wanna we'll wait for Ras Hine and Ras Simon to forward. But in the meantime, I want to talk about the economics of the community. As a younger person or a youth in the Livity, what is the economics that I see, and what opportunities do I think there could be as an organizer?
I would say main economics is the green gold. That is what Rasta run on. Like that is the most easy to gain access to. It's the most like everyone when they like yeah, but as when they see Rasta, that's what they look for. That's what they know. So that is one of the biggest sources of economics that we as Rastafari basically make and depend on. Which is also there's its good thing, but it's also the bad part of, as we spoke earlier, of the Rasta youth that is now just rising. That's all that they think of. Let me sell ganja. When they don't tap in, like myself, I am an artist. I do music. I do digital and visual arts as well. I did a logo for the Adwa movement. I'm also going to be doing the artwork for this year's annual convention for the EWF. So that is where I again base my economics on, is my skills other than ganja, because I do grow. We grow the herbs, yes. So that is what I push for, is for us to get other skills, man. Like the Rasta specifically, even is the hand, working with the hands. Besides from music, is our craft. We boulders. Like there is other options that we should be tapping in, and where we should be industrializing, having our own companies run strictly by Rasta. So that's what I also push for, specifically because I work with the youth with my age. So I always ask them is what are you good at? What do you want to do? Because a lot of us are not able to go study. We're not able to get that funding for that. But that's not the end of the world. Is you must have a skill. You must have, like the elder also always teaches, you must have something to do. Like you must be able to provide, to contribute towards not just the movement, but the country and in the continent as a whole, you see. And that's even something Gavi teaches us, like for the Africans in the diaspora, is you can't go, if you're doing nothing here, what you're going to go do in Africa? You're going to come do nothing here as well, you see. So we need to be operational. We need to be doing something. And again, we are, as Africans, we are very creative, man. So the creative sector is very, very big. And I am hoping also to make use of these platforms again to sell. Like I do, as I said, I do artwork. So I literally like last week, I got my first coloring book published. To do with the Battle of Adwa and the Battle of Salt River, the victories. So it's a coloring in book on like images from the females, specifically from these parts of the world. And then like that is to get that into, not just into the schools, but to get finance from it, where we can distribute it on our global platforms, because we are aware that our currency and the currency in the West are different, you see. So for us as Africans, also trying to build this economic platform and centralize our funds, you see, is important that we make use of our people in the diaspora. Support us, like we want to support local as well, but now we have because of such platforms, we have a larger audience to get our products and our works outside. So for us that are thinking smart, that's thinking into the distance, is yes, let's sell in the dollar, let's get that dollar, well, before the dollar fall, as the I always says, before we lose that currency, let's make use of it, let's push the loss out of it, push that money to the continent, and let us who is on the continent, on the grounds, let's continually invest it into our businesses, our communities, in creating these spaces, man. So let's let the money flow amongst the order. You see, I will also add on is our people don't know how to work with money. You see, so that's also I would like education wise, in that is something us as Rasta should put focus on. We have dub spaces, we have spaces with dub and reggae events, and so we can, because many of us are business people, we have the education. So just to continue that events is to educate our people, have the workshops on how do you, once you get this money, how do you now work it? How do we keep making money off of this money? Also the how do I say, the understanding of registering the companies and your businesses, because a lot of us who still hustle, we doing this, especially like our Sakmana here by us, that's on the literally on the street. We do the work. So imagine that in a company, in a registered space with collective, where we can collectively all contribute to this one thing and receive mass harvest out of it, man. Because I feel like we also how do I say, we we dilute the market a bit when we all selling the same thing, but the money's not going to the same. It's just you there, you here. Is when
Yes.
we come together and we put that money, it's like, no, we can make more also because we can market now. We can, instead of you being separate everywhere, you can be together, bigger spaces at different places in a building now. Still, you can be on the floor, but in your own build, in your own, the law enforcement are not gonna come and yeah, there's now a door, there's now gates you gonna have to come through. There's a process, you see. So I push for that as well, is the knowledge and the understanding of what is economics and what is this money and what do we need it for, like what do we really need, you see, what do we like. I always listen to the Dr. Umar, like what the I is doing with this school, and they speak of the hospitals. We need education, we need, like, those are basics, housing. So if we can, yeah, if we can get hold of that, and again the ganja is evens that, because we can build our own houses out of the hemp. We can do all of this. So if we can even media again on the ganja, it's not just recreational, but we as Rasta should be taking it and showing it more and more to the world. So I'll end off like that, my elder. Give thanks.
Give thanks for that. Rasain is forward again. Forgive I and I,
King.
we are having major technical difficulties, but we're working through it. This is a beautiful episode.
Yeah, my connection just snapped. Sorry, Oda. Listen, I'm back.
Yes, I go forward. Continue what I was saying about the xenophobia, and then talk to us about the economic
Capital. It's just capital. It's the same like in America where or in Europe where governments or whoever blames migrants for taking away the jobs of the local working class people. It's the same, and it's unfortunate that it plays out in the context of anti-blackness, black on black violence, um, which is just the result of tribalism, divide and rule, colorism, and these are all intellectual matters that the black radical tradition does deal with. So we don't want to use this as an opportunity to do a lecture on critical theory, my Papa Kwazi, but we know what this things is. The Berlin Conference played so tribalism. Here in South Africa, 1948, the Groups Areas Act separated all the different ethnicities. Because I also don't like to use the word tribe. Tribe is a European word. It's much better to say ethnicities, African ethnicities, because we are not tribes as the white man views it. And in fact, those ethnicities make up civilizations. So we have had African civilizations made up of different ethnicities. If you know what I am saying, I. So um, so when we speak of different language groups like Tosa, Nama, Damera, the Bushman languages, Pedi, Swati, isiZulu, even Afrikaans, which is a Creole language spoken by us as so-called coloureds, because we are also there's a strong in the Cape Colored identity. A lot of slaves were even brought from Africa to Cape Town and the Cape Colony. So, and a lot of the colored identity is
explain that whole concept, King, of colored. Yeah, because we don't have that outside of South Africa. Yeah, explain.
Okay, so it's a Creole identity. It's a Creole identity that was forged by the colonial project, especially starting with the Dutch VOC stopping and creating a station in 1652 in South Africa. So with that came the subjugation of the indigenous Bushman, Khoisan communities within the Western Cape and even the Northern Cape. And it also pushed back these First Nations, indigenous Aboriginal nations. Um, but it's a big story. So a big part of the colored group's genetic ancestral makeup is ancestrally Bushman, ancestrally Khoi and San. And Indonesians, you will find that that group of so-called coloreds are very much um, situated in Cape Town. They are concentrated in Cape Town. But there's a lot of slaves that were also brought to Cape Town. Am I audible?
Yes, I. Yes, I.
So there was a lot of slaves from Africa, Mozambique. We also had a group of slaves or Romo slaves that were brought to the Eastern Cape by the British. So the colored identity, the Cape colored, the Cape Khoi, the Cape colony colored identity is a Pan-African identity that has Creole, ancestrally Bushman, ancestrally indigenous roots, I and I. You know? Um, Hence when we are Africans, when we have these semantics within our popular discourse of coloreds and Africans, we usually push back, and that's the work me and Thurston is very much busy with. Um, and we would like to upscale, and our issue with upscaling is economics, right? Like he says, once we can say we have operational budgets for our arts and community development initiatives, we would be pushing back much stronger. But at the moment, the revolution is underfunded. You know,
Yes.
yeah. In with the festival, I can speak about that. But economically wise, we're not middle class youths. We're not
Yes.
youths that were born with inheritance. We we are pushing what we are pushing, and we have built what we have built with our own sweat and blood, with working class income. I that is all I can say. I take money from my personal income to invest in projects. This year, last year, me and Thurston, we had Roots, Culture, Heritage and Decolonization Week, whereby we celebrated Adwa. Um, we are also, as the eyes in the global, the global run group. We got a
Yes.
letter from um, the Crown Prince Ermayas to salute, because we were celebrating the 130th anniversary. 4 days of events. We had artistry, we had venues, we had itineraries, we had a lot of resources that we had to invest. And unfortunately, fortunately, we get some donations here and there, but yeah, we're pushing here in George. And even Thurston is coming to the Africa Day Festival. Yeah, we're pushing the Africa Day Festival. So that's where I can leave it for now, Elder, unless I want me to continue on something more
Yes.
specific. But
Yes. Yes.
that's the
Yes.
issue with the xenophobia. It's the media pushing this thing to put it into our heads that we are divided. But but no, it's a game that they are losing. They are doomed eventually. It's something that will pass very quickly, and then we will push back with Africa Day and Pan Africanism
Yes.
again and
Yes.
again. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like I say, the roots, the decolonization week that we had, it was focusing on the Berlin Conference as to why Berlin divided Africa in 1885, and there was the second year. So we are doing the Pan African work. We are doing this work, Elder. Full time.
Yes.
We
Yes.
have the
Yes.
Adwa movement page. we have our social media pages. We are pushing back through the media, but like I was saying, we have our jobs, we have our daily income, so we also lag here and there due to budgets, due to budgets,
Yes,
to
yes,
funding.
yes.
Yes, I know. Keep
Yeah,
thanks.
that is happening around the world, King. You know what I mean? And this is why we're rising Rastafari independent unaligned media, so that we can start to um, pull from the global to fund some of these businesses. Um, I want to know, what are the opportunities in South Africa for economic development. So if we had the item on the ground, and we had ones around the world who could invest money, and right now we are chanting about Rastafari food sovereignty. There are food shortages on the way, fuel shortages on the way, and we know that everybody have to eat every day. Um, but the item are in the city. So are there any opportunities for agricultural investment in South Africa from the Rastafari family, Ras Hine? Or if not agriculture, what does the IC is something that Rastafari people could invest in and create an industry that we can employ young people?
Um, Industry wise, I know before, like I would like to give Thurston a chance, because
Okay.
Thurston is like I said, Aina is living in another city, which is
Yes.
4 hours away from Thurston. Thurston is in Kraaifontein, where he is also having some community grounds. He
Yes.
is doing gardening. We are busy at a small scale. Here in George,
Yes.
we have
Yes.
about a hectare of land. We also have I have a GoFundMe campaign based in Australia, through INI links in Australia, a very trustworthy Earth Sister, Rasta Sister. Um, so we have a community here whereby we have a community center. We have a tabernacle, Nyabingi Tabernacle, next to a river. We have the festival. Um, so with the festival now, we would like to raise funds to re-roof the tabernacle. These are
Okay.
all shanty town structures, because these are structures our elders built in the 90s. Also with a lack of resources, but the foundations are there. So we own the land, I and I. So when if I want to push, INI is having a PayPal. Um, INI is also having INI is already or ever ready to be transparent around the documentation of the investment, the building of the material, and so forth. But we also, I'm going to share the Back a Buddy campaign with you, Elder, and then you can take it from there. But those that are listening, they can follow up. We have Facebook pages called uh, Oshar Foundation, which is
Yes.
OSHOR Foundation. We have Outaniqua Stat, um, House of Rastafari. And like I said, it will cost us about $1,000 US dollars to rebuild, re-roof the tabernacle, pay for labor. We
Okay.
also then want to fix the community center, turn the community center into a daily youth development program. We do
Yes.
screenings, do soup kitchens. We have a big kitchen space. We want to install a industrial kitchen. Uh,
Okay.
for us as a community, we do weekly fundraising whereby we get some sisters to volunteer Ethiopian, cook some meals. We pay for the meals. Those monies gets reinvested into the community uh, to be used for youth development programs, for our annual Africa Day festival, for when we do honoring, maybe when our elders have some birthdays, when they turn 60 or 70. Uh, we keep something for them when it's uh September, when it's New Year's, when it's Ethiopian Christmas, when it's Haile Selassie's Earthlight. We usually do stuff for the community, so we don't want to raise funds. We use the money we have raised as a community, and we
Yes.
reinvest it into these special days, and we reinvest it into the youths. But with the full-time programs coming, we would have to pay facilitators,
Yes.
employ
Yes.
full-time
Yes.
community development practitioners, social workers. Some of our community members are studying social work. I think, not I think, I know Sister Javiga, who unfortunately left the room. She has a son, she has a family, so yeah, but she was in the space unfortunately, and then she left.
Yes.
She
Yes.
was going to but hopefully I can do a one-on-one with her sometime
Yeah.
about
Yeah. Yeah.
the
And
social work
maybe
side
call
of
her,
things.
and see if she can jump on and just say something quickly, See if she's Irie. And
Your
while we talk,
elder.
yeah, let's talk to Ra I, and the I can call her and see if she can jump on quickly.
Okay, elder.
Yes, I. So, um, give thanks, Ra I. We want to talk about the economics. You know what I mean? What we're trying to do with the Lion Voice, as the I know, is to get the capital. If I can get 50,000 of my subscribers of the Global Lion Pride to send $10 US to the I, or one of our guests, that would be 500,000 US dollars. But what are the opportunities in terms of business for Rastafari? What industries would the I recommend, that we could turn over some money? And yeah, I know already on this channel, the two words that we move with is budget and staff. We have to get to where we can have budgets for our projects and we can staff the project full time. You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
we need people wake up in the morning, their work is to do Rastafari work. You know what I mean? They don't have to
Yes.
go hustle for their family, different than the Rastafari work that they're doing. You know what I mean? So that's where our generation has to come in. So what do I see in terms of investments that I could deal with on an economic front?
Yes, so at the moment, like here where I am in Kraaifontein, we as the Rastas, we have a Kosh community garden, where the meditation is to basically be sustainable on your own land. And it's also like almost like a rugby field worth. But we are having issues with water, so that's one thing that we actually need. We want to have a few like the filtrations, because the water that we're getting here that they got, it's very acidic, it's not drinkable waters. So that would be the one. It's also to keep that sustainable, where the people that can actually live there, it will be like a mini farm. So they would need facility as well, just for housing, small housing facility, eco village like, where they wake up and they are the caretakers of that space. And out of that is also to create like the opportunity again where we can sell food from the vegetables we grow. We will have like a small mini restaurant which will need staff and again facility. Um, the education, like a nursery there, to make again that also a small little education space where we can learn about agriculture, learn about plants, learn about herbs, learn about interaction with nature, cleanliness. Um, we will also have again our entertainment basically out of that in this one space where we're gonna have our annual events or our weekly, monthly events where we can pay our artists to come perform, to come edutain the community on issues and on Africanism, on Pan-Africanism, on Rastafari, and on many different social issues that's happening, man. So even again, our little art, because this is all plans that we spoke about and are speaking about in the community garden. We will have a little a museum as well for art. We, like myself, I would be directing that. That would be my first museum idea as well, where artists from the community can come and have a safe space to create, to share their art, to market the art and sell the art. You see, where the whole environment on the garden itself will be like an eco village also, where funds are coming in. Funds are, like I said earlier, it stays within the circle, within the community. Um, it doesn't go out too much. And then also, um, that will be now for that space. Like, we also would like more. How do I put? Like, yeah, the feeding, that is the main thing, like the food, to get food, and the shelter as well. Like, if we can create such spaces there, we can get more land within the vicinity, within the area, where we can replicate what we're already doing. And maybe this one will be just centered on food and arts. Let's say that we create another space centered on shelter and well-being, and then another space that is again also maybe healing. They can say exercise, also just mental training. But that is to take up spaces, to make use of the land that is just being either created flats on, or just more restaurant, more these unhealthy foods or beans and such things, you see. So we want to take hold of spaces and create, because like we are in a city, we have the city, like we every time have to go to the city to make use of their infrastructure or their spaces, to, like, say, for the music or for our arts or for our events, like our panel discussions, our documentary screenings. So we even need resources in those spaces where we can move around with our own camera crews, our own, to go document and create these archives. My own podcast crew to go set up spaces and talk to the people, get their understanding and educate them again. You see, like a mobile school events. Um, Again, with the hemp, I again believe that's very important in just the mental part of it, where we transition from, this is not just a dacha, this is not just something we smoke, but we can also live off it. Besides for the healing, we can literally, tangibly live off of it, wear it,
Yes.
wash ourselves with it, clean ourselves with it, live inside of it, you know. So getting that mindset to that understanding. So if we have land and we just have a hemp factory, a hemp workshops where these things can physically be seen, and it's on a small scale, even within communities. Like, they will definitely, we need outside bigger manufacturing, but in spaces where the community have access, I believe is very important, where they can come and lure in and be part of what's happening, you see, because the community is a very, very forefront, very big part of the economic part, you see. We want them to redirect also the funds into community, into their own people, into their own works that's happening around them, and then they won't be maybe too much of those xenophobic complaints even or so, or dependence on government or so. Is when we can depend on ourselves, become independent like that, you see. So that is my overstanding pieces of it for economics, my lord. Yes,
Yes.
we must do for self, and
Is that
time is
plan written
now up.
down? Is that
Say
plan
again.
written down? Is that plan written down anywhere? 'Cause I love it.
Parts of it is written down, you see, as like with myself, because I'm also so distributed, so diverse. Is I work with different people, different spaces, different minds. So we speak and we write down pieces of it, pieces of the puzzle. But again, we need this puzzle must to come together. So the puzzles can come together, but the economics, the finance will be the glue to keep us together as well. Into, we don't have to stray out to go get now jobs there to come
Yes.
fund what's happening here, when we can
Yes.
just come here and we can fund it on its own. So here we have it documented now. Eventually we're gonna have it written as one thing, because all these
Yes.
bodies need to come together basically to
Because
manifest the works.
why I'm asking is because if the item have it written down and planned out, I willing
Mm.
to use this platform to help find the funding. You know what I mean? Because I
Yes,
love
sir.
it. because it's based around the garden and food production.
Mm-hmm.
And to I,
Yes.
the most important revolution in the movement right now is controlling our food. You know what I mean? Because we can't have a revolution if you can't eat. You know what I mean? You can't do anything if you can't eat food. So, and then of course we're working on an ITAL standard, um, so that we can have a branded, trademarked certification that distinguishes our food from all the other food on the planet Earth, higher than organic. You know what I mean? So,
Yes.
so that is, and I like the eco village vibe. You know what I mean? Because the eco village now, it shows the liberty, and ones can still live within their liberty and educate and create products. Have a farmers market, as the I say. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Ital Cafe. You know what I mean? Different aspects, all based around the farm tours. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
have
Yes.
schools that come on the tour. You know what I mean? All of that is monetization that can be happening around the land. You can create content on the land. You have farmer vlogs and all. You know what I mean? You get
We're
sponsorship
doing that already, yes.
for.
We have a small podcast that we have started. So we just need
Okay.
again finance to keep the things going.
Yeah. So I want the item to come forward. Like I say, write out the whole plan, King, because it's gonna help the item to be more focused and to think about all the aspects. And I will help the eye. And we have the international president of the EWF on the line here, watching live. Attorney Cheryl Murray.
Federation.
Bless up,
Okay.
bless up, bless up, bless up. And I see that she's loving the vibes. Um, she says, greetings to our beloved South African family. Blessed love to the local 145. Blessed love to the Ottawa movement team. You know that.
Majesty.
So what we're doing with this platform, as I know, this is a mobilization. This is not just entertainment or edutainment. This is a mobilization. So I'm gonna ask Ras Hine to give I all of the links that we'll put in the description of this video, so that ones who want to support financially to the different energy, they can have that ability to directly
Yeah,
invest in
Elder.
item.
Yeah, what and I just wanted to also fill in is like I think with regards to land and agricultural investment, with regards to tourism, global Rastafari tourism, you know, and linking up, Cape Town and the Garden Route, uh, and even books. And I know the elder deal with books. And I also deal with enough books, in
Mm-hmm.
terms so if we can find ways to ship some books,
Really.
we if we can find ways to ship some of our Inez here in the garden route, where we have very, very special honey because of the fine boss. And like and I say, yeah, man, there's many ways of creating sustainable community-based ecosystems, you know, so that we can start preparing for the repatriation mission as well. Because at the
Yes.
same time, we must start creating
Majesty.
homesteads for
Yes.
elders. We must start be able to say, here's an Airbnb, come
Yes.
through. We must be able to say we have a 3 week tour.
Yes.
EWF, Mama President, Madam President, Papa Kwazi, come through. Let's do the tour. Come and see the vibes. Come and see the
Yes.
development. Like I was always saying, and I want to throw shade upon the other African nation states, But for INI to reproduce capital as a global movement, and to ensure that there's enough urban villages for repatriation, even for the greater mission, for the generations to come home. South Africa, yeah, we should earmark it. And I say the books, we would like to even possibly send some of the books we are developing through with Thurston, Abu Khan Arts, Adwa movement, that side, uh, and so forth and so forth. And once we have our structure standing, our villages standing, we cannot, go and plow and cultivate on barren land. So if and I trust that we will develop the infrastructure with our global family, with this greater ecosystem. Yeah, man, we will move towards progress, Ayana. So we do give thanks, but agriculture, refining cannabis oils, medicinal cannabis. We know that a lot of the medicinal cannabis in America, a lot of the medicinal cannabis in Canada, Germany, is South African based. But unfortunately, those medicinal cannabis products are produced by white monopoly capital, white, because they have afforded the licenses. But that's the other struggle, and hence I would like to create, maybe on a later stage, you can have a podcast with Gareth Prince and Mama and Madam President Cheryl, as she's also heading Mercy Cheryl. Am I mispronouncing the
Correct,
Mama?
correct.
Mercy President Powell, Madam President Powell,
Yes.
with Gareth Prince
Cheryl.
to can
Yes.
Cheryl's, yeah, to unpack. Apologies, I to unpack that matter on the Lion's Voice. But yeah, man, there's agriculturally. We have a lot of land to lease. We have a lot of land in our municipalities that we can lease. So there's a lot of potential. Yeah, man, we do give thanks, but we wish we will build our community center, restore our tabernacle, move with the Adwa movement, build our mission there in Kraaifontein, restore that community garden, and we will move accordingly, Elder Kwazi. So we are upon the systems. We there for Elder. Do give thanks even for the moment and for the opportunity.
Yeah,
Blessed
and
love.
we want to rally the strength for the item. The item have INI as a resource. Before we go and seal for the day, we want to know about the Africa Day celebration and making sure that people know that Ra I is an artist who is the headliner. You know what I mean? The brethren are get ready.
One of the headliners. I'm one of many, I am.
Okay. They are getting ready for burn down the whole place. I'm gonna let the eye share what does the eye have in store for Africa Day, and what is the whole vibration around the Africa Day festival, and then we'll seal with the eye Ras Hine.
Yes, this year this will be my second year joining the brethren in the Authentic Questa. So this year I will be performing as well as setting up my store, my Abokan merchandise. As I told I recently finished my coloring in book celebrating the victories of Adwa and the victories of Salt River in South Africa. So I'll be showing that off. I'll be introducing the community to that. I also have merchandise. I have my artworks, my prints, and yeah, we basically will be. Hopefully, I'll be doing some live art as well there on a wall or somewhere, documenting also the space and the days. So I don't have much to say on that. We also actually, we are organizing one year in Cape Town on the 23rd of May at the Castle of Good Hope. So I and I's part of that organizing team as well, getting the artists ready. So we're gonna we're building on it. But I can continue on the backstory. We give thanks over there.
Please give us a little acapella. Give the people a little taste. Give the people a taste.
Okay. I'll give a small something small.
The ancients, come on.
Yes. We say, Kaima Bokhan, remind the youth where we from. Our story must be told with the children of the sun. Survivors in the colony, they colonized our economy. Westernized our ways, now we play a white monopoly. African child, get yourself out of hell. Change your environment, break from this spell. Organize the self, know that health is wealth. Die abo gaan staan vast, zij gaan rise en val. Maar die weke moet verweek word. Ons is heilig soos die cakebrood. We say Gangans actually krill. We burn for you in paper. Your name will be remembered. Power to the man, so. Praise the Lord. Most High.
What a joy, family. Make sure that the item know that the artists are rising. Singers and the players of instruments shall be there. If you're in South Africa, make sure you don't miss it because it's going to be epic. Yeah, man, we love the energy, we love the vibes, and the item have to come forward, get some footage so we can play it here on the platform. I have some footage coming from Rebel Salute, our very own attorney Sharon Murray Powell was there representing the Lion Voice, so we're working on that to bring forward some clips to the family. But we want to start show more of the entertainment side of the family on the platform. So definitely come forward with some footage of the high performance, just some small clips, and we can start to help the build your global fan base, you know, the global support base here on the Lion Voice Network. You know what I mean? But Ras, give us the heights. Why is the festival? What is the festival? What is the roots of it, and what is it there to accomplish?
You know, I give thanks unto I Father God, Emperor Haile Selassie, and I also give thanks even to unto his consort, Empress Mother. But yeah, man, perfect balance. The first chairperson of the OAU, Emperor Haile Selassie, gave I this holy date. You know, it is a holy day for I politically and ideologically and even philosophically. You know, I. Mercy, you know, I is in the heights. I is puffing some very, very pure THC oil outside the Japan, you know, technology, I mercy, man, and is burning the cushion pang, the cushion pang, pure oil, pure rosin oil, you know, THC. Yeah, we give thanks for the production, but yeah, man. So, the founding father, give this mission, you know, and the founding father, we know it used to Africa liberation, used to be in April, I think 28th or 25th of April.
Yes.
Because before this one, we know that in 1900, the first Pan-African conference was happened. You know, we know of the history of the Pan-African movement. Then as Rastafari, we are Pan-African, you know, we are black revolutionaries, and sometimes we are too much focused on salvation and church, and we forget that we are here also for liberation. The spirituality and the liberation or the salvation is important, but the liberation is also critical. So when it comes to Africa's liberation, and is now celebrating the 63rd year of the founding of the OAU.
Yes,
and for us in Outeniquastat, it's an honor to host this thing. It's this festival now for the 9th year. It's being hosted in the nature reserve. Very beautiful setting. We must get portable toilets, portable water, portable electricity systems. Yeah, man, it's a very idle space, very natural, very untouched natural space, conservation space. And it's a non-profit festival, as I'm saying, it's feeding into the Outeniquastat House of Rastafari Community Foundation, which we then have to reinvest into our mission. And host this mission also annually. Next year, it's the 10th year. So Ra'ai, we will have many craft stalls. We are empowering many youths. We invest, you know, resources into our performers. We got some reggae artists and bands on the stage. We have a group of reggae artists, dancehall artists, DJs, selectors that are coming through from Cape Town because we start at 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock the afternoon and we end at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. in the morning because the dancehall, I know people they love dancehall music, and they dance and they jump, and they full joy themselves to Caribbean Jamaican dancehall artists, reggae artists, non-reggae artists, and so forth. It's very much part of our culture as Rastafari communities in Southern Africa. We also have a vibrant dancehall artist scene, Afrikaans. We speak it's the Creole language, and we are empowering a group of them, paying their stage rates so that they can also again participate within this economy. We would love to empower more artists. We would love to empower more bands. We would love to host this year. We will also be give thanks, but that is just the empowerment part. We'll have to empower more service providers, and that is how we empower Africa, and the greater economical system. This year we will also be screening some documentaries. We will last year we had some panel speakers. We will be having some videos specially made for the audience. So we will also be entertaining conversation, conversations and discussions and screenings around decolonization, reparations, repatriation, restoration. I and I dealing with the core philosophical tones of Pan-Africanism. We will reflect on the 85 years of the Victory Day, when Haile Selassie returned to declare victory over the Vatican. We will be reflecting on 90 years of Ground Nation Day, when Haile Selassie come and visit the Caribbean, Trinidad, Jamaica, Haiti, and so forth. So that is the meditation of Africa there, and it's a gathering of, and it is not just reggae musicians. We will be having jazz, we will be having Afrobeat, we will be having poetry, we will be having melody. So it is for Africa, and it is to commemorate the 63rd year of the anniversary of the founding of the African Union. As the chairperson of our Inai Father and Inai God, Haile Selassie, I declare. So I keep it whole. And for Inai, it is a privilege to can be custodians of such a significant day. Even to be custodians of Adwa, and the battle and the victory of Adwa. Giving thanks, Inai. So that is the gist of the Africa Day celebration. And Inai family globally, Rasta man, Black Heart man, Rasta woman, Black Heart woman, globally, I take significance, and make enough efforts. The Naya Bingichan say, Black Liberation Day.
Yes.
Masela, what a great day that must be when Africa is free. So Haile Selassie, I say, you will have political freedom. He even say these flags, these anthems, they can be illusions. Your freedom mustn't be empty. His Majesty say after political freedom, you will have to fight for economic freedom, Africa. You will have to free your economy from foreign control. So we're gonna touch on these things, Ayana, because we must love the revolution. We must love decolonization, Ayana. We must love reparations. We must love repatriation. Cause the West still control our gold. They want to control our cannabis also now, I. So the world and the diaspora must know we are still in a revolution, I.
Yes,
And
yes.
the revolution must be funded so we can free ourselves from this neo-colonial system that Kwame Nkrumah, His Majesty's right-hand statesman, was say, you know, like His Majesty say, neo-colonialism, economic colonialism. Be careful, Africa. So we as revolutionaries, we as ghetto youths, we as custodians, as the elders say, we enough of these elders, they have given up on the mission, they've forgotten the mission, they focus too much on the church. They focus too much on praying. They focus too much, on nostalgia. What did happen? What was happened? I. So I must now focus on economic freedom. How are we gonna free Africa now? What is Traore doing? But these are smaller economies. Hence, when I say South Africa, when South Africa is economically free, when I is listening to what Julius Malema say, sometimes he's very immature. Sometimes he doesn't carry the message like His Majesty would do. His Majesty, kind, diplomatic, royal, divine. So when Malema speaks, he's speaking through things. We are still under white monopoly capital. But we continue the sword, Ayana, we forward the sword. We pick up the spear. Yeah, man. That is what I can block out, Ayana. Let the hungry be fed, and I can be clothed, the sick nourished, the protected, infants be cared for, and the ignorant instructed. Let the words of an mouth be humble and acceptable in the sight of the Most High Jah, Rastafari. Yeah, man. So Africa Day, Ayana, for Ayana, globally to support Africa Day, we would ask Ayana to support the GoFundMe, that $20 to the GoFundMe. I will share the link, Elder Kwasi. And because we are doing this festival to raise funds to support the Nyabingi structure re-roofing to build the community center, which is not a short-term project. It's going to take 5 to 10 years to ensure that infrastructure is standing. Me, I'm always supporting Thurston. Me and Thurston, we linked up on the works. We do the Adwa works annually. Madam President Powell knows exactly. She assisted us greatly this year. Our brother Abib is also aware. We are linking up with the global run community. So we are in the same ecosystem order. So we give thanks. That is what I can block out order, man. If there isn't any other questions. I do not need to repeat I myself.
Yes,
Blessed love, Rastafari. Give thanks.
We give thanks. We give thanks. Attorney Cheryl Murray Powell says freedom mustn't be empty. We need economic freedom. We must love revolution. We must love reparation. We must love reparations. Repatriation. Africa must be free economically. You know what I mean? So we give thanks. Dotty Duit, who I think is Tank and Dank. Make me know Dotty Duit if Tank and Dank you just change your name. He's saying that you will not find so-called economic freedom while using the currency of the system you are seeking freedom from. The only thing I would push back is that we have to have interim solutions. We cannot work off a fantasy. You know what I mean? So we have to use what we have, the tools we have to get to the tools we want. You know what I mean? So there are interim solutions for the liberation. So we have to use what we have. If we are having dollars now, we need to put them together and use them to purchase things that can free us from the dollar. But just to imagine it's not going to happen that way. Just because we want it or just because we know it's the right thing, it's not going to happen like that. So we have to be realistic. So give thanks to the global family. I just want the item say any final words before we seal. Ra'ai will go to the eye, and then Rasain will give the eye the final song.
Yearly, I give thanks. I will just have to say is remember your roots, remember your culture, remember your heritage, and decolonization is a process that we all participate in. So we give thanks unto the ancients from that time to this time and for the times to come. You are a living ancestor, Rastafari.
Rastafari, give thanks and eyes perfect love and strength. Rasain, final song.
You know, my favorite quote, one of my favorite quote is Majesty say decolonization is a process. You know, and I sometimes I deal a lot with conspiracy, and I deal a lot with what these things, these fear-based things. But when I study His Majesty and how His Majesty went about, you know, until we really can free Africa to have an African currency, until we understand these geopolitical processes, the matters of BRICS, these global forums, until we understand the policy nature of international relations and how we as Rastafari can position our moral force, which is what our Madam President as is exemplary she's doing, you know, and it's a tedious process, you know, and I must take action. I must put out the media. I must put out the statement. I must put out the dollar, you know, so that we can see a return on investment, so we can see Africa rise, so we can see ghetto youth educated, so we can see Africa producing and sending off indigenous products to the West, and our brothers and our mothers and our family in the West, which wants whatever we have, you know, I. So that is my word, I, you know. Let us follow the meditation of His Majesty. Decolonization is a process. You know, let us strive for economic freedom still here upon upon this continent. And let us fight against, you know, those that still exploit us. Do give thanks. Blessed love. Rastafari.
Blessed love, mightiful, mightiful. Um, big up yourself, Dotty. Duppy do it. I realized once I saw certain posts, that's how the Lion Pride, we're a family here. So we give thanks. We have the greatest comment section on the planet Earth. Big up all of the Lion Pride in the comments who have been watching live, who have been sharing the energy. I saw Ras Kadamawi from Zambia checking in. Big up all INI's Zambia family. Big up on yourself every time. Big up all INI Botswana family, the home office, development for Rodney. I know the eye is calling in from Botswana. We are a truly global platform, and we are consistent because we want to gather the angels from north, west, east, and south. So this is our southern brethren here. Ras Hein, these are our southern brethren. Get familiar. We're going to have them forward. We're going to be tracking the progress. I'm giving the eye the homework, the eye and the eye group, to put that project into writing so that we can present it to the global family for investment. These are the projects now that we want to package, and maybe Sister Cheryl can help the item, you know, EWF can help the item too in South Africa, local 145. But these are the projects now. We have to think about repatriation as also the investment side. Before once shot to Africa, we can be investing to create the conditions so that when you step in physically, there's employment, there's money turning over, there's things happening already. You know what I mean? That's where we want to get this thing to. Not just we sit up and rest with our elders a little while and you're in an, you know, illusionary kind of state.
Ancient.
Yes,
Ancient.
Yes, sir.
Elders, and I don't want to end it. I'm not going to end it on a sad note. But we are here with the global family, and we have to block the sound. And I sometimes have very emotional family issues, Elder. Um, a couple of years ago, we had a group of ancients coming to South Africa. You know, um, some of the mamas and the elders are still here with us, but many of the elders did yard off, unto Zion.
Yes.
And some say, Sizzler was at the airport sending off the elders. It was Papa Wake Eye, uh, and so forth. Papa
Yes.
Elder
Yes.
Rainbow, Junior Negus, and
Yes.
some of the ancients did pass off, but. Aina is gonna be very, very transparent. Aina, the economic situation of Aina as Rastafari, just here
Yes.
on the grassroots, it was difficult for us. It is still difficult for us because even for us, some of us we also have elders, we have mothers and fathers and grandfathers, and we economically even sometimes struggle to take care of our own households. And
Yes.
the mission was a hard lesson, for the global family.
Yeah,
So
man.
when I say I must be prepared, I must have a full plan when I say we're gonna house and relocate and repatriate. You know, and it's sad. That's all I is gonna say. And I cannot.
Know exactly what
Yeah,
the
what's
idea
happening
is
in
about.
Africa? It's
Yes.
difficult. It's not Zion, as the ideal or as the mythology or as the it is Zion, yes, it is Zion, but we have to
Yeah.
make it,
We have to build
that
it.
liberty of Zion.
Exactly. We have to build it.
Yes, sir.
Everything is there, but it has to be made. Africa awaits our creators and creation, as His Majesty said. Everything is there. Africa doesn't need any other continent. However, it's still unmade. We need to invest in our mother, just as we invest in ourselves. So I give thanks for that clarity and that honesty, because we got to wake up people to repatriation. Repatriation takes planning, it takes capital, it takes very careful consideration, it takes traveling to the place to see where you're going, it takes building relationships. It's not a fantasy, it's real. And before the government to government repatriation takes place, I have to put the infrastructure. We can't wait for the governments to put in the infrastructure for I. That don't make no sense, and it's not going to happen. It's illusionary. We have to set what repatriation looks like, and then the governments can fund it or whatever, do whatever they're doing. But it's I have to set it. So work is in front of I, and this is why you hear I burning a fire with so many youths and so many elders. I don't see who's responsible for this work, because I'm not waiting on my elders to go pick up the plow and go plow the field. I'm not doing that. The item can do that respectfully. I'm not doing that. And I'm not looking to the youth them to lead the nation either. So whether we want to call it Rastafari man, Rastafari woman, we don't like the word adult. I don't business. I'm just saying from 20 to 60, what we are do. What the item are do. Battlefield time. Make we rise up and do the work. So I leave it there. Family, this is another classic episode. Straight from South Africa, from Cape Coast to Cairo. Today we had Cape Coast in the house. We are bringing Rastafari independent non-aligned media to another level, so the item can see, become a member, subscribe to the channel, invest in the platform, invest in yourself, because the time has come for the lions to tell our own story. And this is the Lion Voice. Hear him?
No queen, Omega, she reign and rule. Royal Kushite, ancient essence, Emperor Selassie in a majestical presence, clash of all sevens, projecting through I and I events. We sing a song for the king, we bring joy and blessing and understanding, yeah. We hear Jah every day.
Giving thanks, giving thanks, giving thanks, giving thanks,
Rain
stepping out,
and
stepping
rule,
out,
yeah.
stepping
So I
out,
say that
stepping out.
rain and rule. Yes, I like so I say rain and rule. Attitude that Bundas, Black Organization of Noble Diplomats optimizing expressions to the world. Till the world, till the end.
Amina, the time has come for the lioness to tell our own story. No surrender, no retreat, we are Jaja soldier. Rougher than the streets, tougher than a boulder. Bigging up Lamb's voice. Now put it, I jolly for say that.
Greetings, this is Ras Shiloh. The time has come for the lions to tell their own story. See? This is the lion's voice. Keep it locked, right here, sir. Ras Shiloh said that. Are you satisfied? Wipe those tears from your eyes. I'm all alone, still you thought I was telling a lie. This is the lion's voice. Keep it locked, right here, sir.
What are you waiting for? Come together, calling from near and far. Know who you are. What are you waiting for? Rally up, it's Exodus. What are you waiting for? Ancestors paved the way for us. Yes, I am Ketis Oyonde, asking, what are you waiting for to come together? The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. This is the lion's voice.
African pride, root of all nations, boy. I tried with the lion, the Rastafari. Lion of it tried with lioness like I do. Empress on the front line, we need you.
Well, this is Medicine, the steady one, and you are now tuned in to the Lion's Voice Network. What the lion fought for do? Scorch them. Roast and parch them.
I will never stop, hail the Most High, and I will never stop, call Rastafari. Blessed love, this is Kushite representing for the Lion's Voice. We are here to tell our own story, Rastafari.
The time has come for lions to tell our own story. Yes, you're listening to Lion's Voice. I is Rasabat chilling from the island of St. Croix. Yeah, I'm bringing to your Rastafari vibes. Can you feel it? Rastafari. Babylon born when Rasta come together. Can you feel it? Rastafari. Because Babylon done when I and I come together. Look how we live together, look how we work together, Oh, Babylon done when Rasta come together. Hail I, Rastafari, His Majesty and Empress men and blessed. Yeah man, hailing from St. Croix, Rastafari here.
Aye.
Empress man, alliance, you're universally unfold, be told, Blessed love, this is Itege Idama, and it's time for the lioness and the lion's voices to be heard. This is the lion's voice, Rastafari.
Yes, this is Tippy I. The time has come for the lions to tell our own story. You're listening to the Lion's Voice blog. Respect and love from St. Croix VI to the world. Rastafari.
The fittest of the fittest shall survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, the lion's voice, Rastafari.
Yeah, David Dread of Steel Pulse, and I'm saying hail to the lion voice because it's time that the lion have its voice, have its own story. Says I'm stepping out here. Hear me now. Yeah, the lion's voice. Raw.
I'm Nana Farika. The time has come for the lioness to tell her story from her viewpoint and tell the world who Queen Omega is. This is the lion's voice.
Well, lion voice, tell them that's the people first choice. Lion voice, make the lioness them feel nice. Lion voice, with the lion cubs we sacrifice. Lion voice, got to show the people them the life. Lion voice.